This is a Yes Network right here. Phantom Acts of Kindness hooking us up right here.
Yeah, he's excelled at every level, and they told this kid, hey, you have the opportunity to win the job in camp. So, like, you got to put Judge in this category. When you're talking about the most impressive season since, like, you got to put A-Rod. Like,
format, this first year, the new format, the Beast of the East, the Yankees crushed the best division in baseball.
McPherson, WFAN, on stage.
Hey, Keith Mack, man, big fan.
Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 in the chat. Pam, I know I can count on you. Chris Gomez hit him with the YERRRR. Ken out here too. YERRRR. What it do, Big Murph? Sup, chat? And we back, and we back, and we back, and we are back. Yeah. One more live for 2025. Let's get into it. Keith McPherson checking in from the home studio. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. Step two. Step two. Pick it, pick it, pick it. Step two. Step two. Pick it, pick it, pick it. I got beats now. I got beats now. It's only a matter of time until the freestyle start, but nah, I'm not doing that today. Let's get into it though, man. Shades off. We're in the crib. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let me hit a little, you know. I don't even need the headphones. Really. We're going to talk NFL. NFL talk. What y'all want to hit first? Boom. And honestly, right now, I am loading up TikTok Live right here. Camera's good. Go live on TikTok. And I'm going to go live on Instagram as well, but my phone is about to be dead, so ain't no reason to kill the whole rest of the battery. But all right, let's do what we came to do. Week 17 is done. Week 18 is upon us, and yeah, man. First off, we got to start with back on WFAN New York. Yeah. Hate to say I told you so, but I told you that just some people didn't want to listen. I don't know. That's okay. What I'll say is that's my last show for 2025, but I will be back on Saturday. That was a quick pop. I kind of joked and called it a pitch count, like a 50-minute pitch count. But really, it was just a bridge show. And shout out to the good folks at WFAN for hitting me up to be like, hey, Keith, you want to do this bridge show? You want to, jump back into the airwaves before the end of the year? And I said, of course. Obviously, there was vacation time and holiday time. And I had a great holiday with my son and my wife and my extended family. My mom, my sister came back from LA, my father-in-law, my sister-in-law, mother-in-law, all a good holiday time. So I hope everybody had a good holiday time as well. But now we're back to business, man. Closing the year strong. And it was good to be back on the radio. I felt like I didn't miss too much time. I felt like I was right back to doing what I always have done, which was giving my takes and talking sports and taking a couple calls. And honestly, we got a bunch of calls, but we didn't have a lot of show. Like, we didn't have a lot of time So the calls ended pretty quickly. Like, my producer didn't even take calls after really my open, because it's like, what's the point, bro? Not going to give you a full rack of calls when you can barely get your takes off, and you're not going to be able to get to everybody. So with that being said, man, shout out to everyone that tuned in, and let's hit the chat. I see the TikTok chat building over here to my right. First person in the TikTok chat. I see a joined. Say hi, waves. Dan said, we miss you. No need to miss me, Dan. I'm right here. And I will be back on Saturday at 12. Let me put that banner up on Twitter and YouTube. Back on the Fan Saturday, I think 12 to 3. Saturday, 12 to 3 p.m. So looking forward to that as we continue to, just push into the new year. Right. That'll be my first show of 2026. And I know there are a lot of people that are confused. There are a lot of people that believe everything that they read on the internet. There are a lot of people that refuse to just listen to what I was telling them. Hey, listen, you can read through all my raps. I ain't told you nan lie. I've been saying that for a minute. I forget whose bars that even comes from. Whose bars? If you look through all my raps, I ain't told you nan lie. I forget what rapper even said that. But like, I have no reason to lie. I find people lie out of fear. They lie to cover things up. I have no fear. I'm not covering anything up. People come up with conspiracy theories. People come up with all this crazy stuff, bro. I am living in my truth. So back to the YouTube chat. Chris said, we hear you. The mic is good. The mic is loud and clear on TikTok as well. I know you guys on TikTok can see me and hear me just fine as well. Thank you for that, Chris. And then Warren is in here. So my guy Keith, what up? Ken says, it was a pleasure to hear you on the airwaves again. Count of the Bronx. Keith, I heard you yesterday. Yeah, man. Big Murph says, I was sitting in the waiting room while the wife gets a bone scan. Send them prayers that criminal cancer did not spread. Thanks for the company. So prayers up to Big Murph. Hope your wife gets through that, and hope your family is doing well into the new year. So let's get it cracking, man. NFC West teams plus 145 to the Super Bowl. Scott Engel says, well, what a year it's been for the NFC West. When you look at the 49ers, right, we look at the 49ers, they go to the Super Bowl. They have a good coach. Kyle Shanahan very well could be coach of the year again this year. Brock Purdy goes down after the first game, and they have who? Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Mac Jones wins games. He came here to Jersey and MetLife Stadium and beat the Giants. And, man, they have injuries. Like, I was watching Kendrick Bourne today talk about Brandon Ayuk, and they were laughing. They're basically laughing about where Brandon Ayuk has been. He's been MIA. The 49ers are just a well-oiled machine. The 49ers are just a team that you can count on to be there. But there was a point in this season where a lot of people were saying that the Rams were the best team in the NFL. You guys remember that? Best offense in the NFL. Sean McVay, that defense. Look at guys on that defense that have come along. And there was just a lot of conversation about, the Rams being Super Bowl favorites. Who is the favorite in the NFC West now? I don't mean to leave out the Seattle Seahawks. I remember doing the live stream here, and the Seattle Seahawks beat the Rams in Seattle. It was like 38-37 or something like that. It was a real close game. It was 2 weeks ago. And now the Rams, after last night, lose back-to-back games, and they have to play this last week 18 out. They basically took that L, and Sean McVay last night was saying, we're playing. We don't care what the implications are. We need to get a win. So before we get into the week 18 slate, I do want to talk about a couple of those things, the implications from this week that just was and coming up. The NFL is king. The NFL is king. I say it all the time. The NFL is king because you just can turn on any NFL game and it's entertaining. You don't know that the Atlanta Falcons in their building are just going to show up and played one of the best games of the season. That's a team that just a few weeks ago was in MetLife Stadium losing to the Jets. They've gone on to rip off 3 wins in a row for Raheem Morris. A thriller on Thursday Night Football against the Buccaneers. You know, when you look at Kirk Cousins, Captain Kirk O'Chains, you like that? Like him coming back and doing what he's got to do. There was so many people that talked about not paying Kirk Cousins. Why would you pay Kirk Cousins and then draft Michael Penix Jr. for that exact reason? In this NFL, you need 2 quarterbacks. They used to say if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. No, if you don't have 2 quarterbacks, you won't have one. You picking up what I'm putting down? Like, these quarterbacks get hurt, man. Look at the Colts, man. Daniel Jones gets hurt. They got to go get old man Rivers. And it was a cool little story. It was cute for a little while. I was honestly shocked and surprised at how much Phillip Rivers was able to do at his age. But man, if you don't have 2 quarterbacks in this NFL, you won't have one. Let me see what the TikTok chat is doing. The TikTok chat is going crazy over here. A lot popping up. Encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. Hey, if you like what you've heard so far about quarterbacks in the NFL, the NFC West, Phillip Rivers, Daniel Jones, Mac Jones, Brock Purdy, Matthew Stafford, then tell your friends to pull up. Tell your friends, like Craig Carton says. I mean, speaking of Matthew Stafford, is he still your MVP? Not my MVP. Not my MVP. Not my MVP. It's Drake May. Not my MVP. Sorry. I can't give it to you, Matt. Throwing the ball away. I can't give it to you, Matty Staffs. You know, at 37 years old, had a great year. And, you know, if you listen to me on The Fan, I always love to do my degrees of separation, right? So here's my degrees of separation. I played quarterback the same year as Matthew Stafford, was nowhere near as good of a player. Clearly, I'm sitting here and Stafford is an MVP candidate. But we graduated high school the same year. And I do have the magazine somewhere in the closet with the top rising juniors in the country. He started as a freshman, sophomore. I started as a sophomore. It was like him, Tim Tebow, and then all the way down somewhere was me. And I played in the Shore Conference with Noshawn Moreno. Noshawn Moreno goes on to play at Georgia as a freshman. Who is the quarterback at Georgia his freshman year? Matthew Stafford. So I played with Noshawn Moreno in the All-Star game, New Jersey versus New York, which was called the Governor's Bowl. We played up at Army at West Point. So I got to, make friends with Noshawn, and Noshawn kind of put the invite out there. He said, hey, man, come down, come to Georgia, right? I was in Virginia. I went to James Madison University. He's like, yo, if you get a chance, come down to Georgia, come party with us. And I always say that I regret not taking him up on that offer. I always say, like, bro, I would have loved to just go down there between the hedges to see what it was, because from what I heard, as freshmen, Matthew Stafford and Noshawn Moreno, legends, kings, ran the place. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine being a freshman and you're in the bar, in the club, and because you're a freshman running back, quarterback, you just get to do what you want? Let's see. Do you think the Yankees will have a good team in 2026? I know I'm wearing the Yankee hat. I know you guys see the Yankee stuff. Ahmed Rosario is confirmed. Yay. You guys saw that? Let me do that, because we're going to get the Yankee conversation over quickly. Saturday when I'm on The Fan, we'll have to do it. We'll have to talk baseball at some point, and I hope that the Yankees do something. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that the Yankees, I don't know, bro. I don't know, to say I hope they sign Cody Bellinger is not, I don't think they're signing Cody Bellinger by Saturday, but I hope they do something else. Now, Tatsuya Imai is rumored to be going to the Chicago White Sox? Bro, what? He went from being a Cub to a White Sox? Talk about life coming at you fast, going from the north side to the south side. But here's your quick Yankee talk for this live. Here's your quick Yankee conversation for this live, bros, because I don't want to be doing this, man. I don't want to be doing this, man. Let me see what I could pull up here for the Yankee fan, because I know you Yankee fans are itching. I get so many messages about it. Keith, what are the Yankees doing? Keith, when will the Yankees do something? I'm like, bro, you're asking the wrong guy. I don't know just as much as you don't know. I checked all my sources. The New York Yankees today announced that they have re-signed infielder outfielder Med Rosario to a 1-year major league contract. That's the news. That's it. That's it. You want me to read it again? The New York Yankees today announced that they have re-signed infielder outfielder Med Rosario to a 1-year major league contract for the 2026 season. That's it, folks. That's all I got for you. There's nothing else to report. That's it. That's the big bombshell for the New York Yankees today. That's it. That's it. Give me 1 sec. I feel the sneeze coming. Give me 1 second here, folks. I feel the sneeze coming. I got to blow my nose, and I feel like that's rude to do on camera. 1 minute. All right, I'm here. I'm here. And for TikTok, I can swing this camera a little bit for TikTok, right? Yeah, that might be a little better. I'll be like right here. And I'm firing up the Instagram live now. But I don't even want to be live on Instagram. No disrespect to y'all on Instagram. Let me plug this mic in. It's just that it's better to watch. Chase, what up, bro? It's better to watch. It's better to watch the live stream on YouTube. It's better to watch the live stream on TikTok, if you ask me. But don't ask me. I'm the one in the stream. So anyway, back to what we were talking about here. What's up, Instagram? I just got you guys here. I will put a note here. Let me see. Watch on YouTube. Search, send. Can I pin that? Pin comment. Yeah, watch on YouTube. My name is in the title, but it's McPherson Brand. Like my just business, my LLC, McPherson Brand. So, back to the conversation at hand. Quickly with the Yankees, it's mid, bro, but I told you they're about to have a super mid off. I told y'all, like, people keep asking me about the Yankees and what the Yankees are going to do. Nothing, right? It's a waiting game. Their big fish for this offseason, their big signing for this offseason is Cody Bellinger. So until they know whether they are signing Cody Bellinger or not, we don't know we don't know what else is going to happen or can happen. It's that simple. It's like, sorry, they couldn't hear on Instagram. But good, because that's what I said. You should watch on YouTube. I gotta get this mic set up right. The Yankees are not what they used to be. The Yankees are not your grandfather's Yankees. Okay, now you can hear me on Instagram, but that's why you should go watch on YouTube. The Yankees are not what they used to be, bro. They're not the team that's going to go out there and say, Cody Bellinger, what do you want? Name your price. Boom, you got it. They're not going to No, the Greek bastard. The sound should be fine now. It's green now, so if you can hear me on Instagram, yes, we're good. I'm not worried about the Yankees right now. The purpose of this stream is more so to talk NFL, more so to talk about what we saw over the weekend and what's coming up next. The chat is going to go crazy. I now have the TikTok chat going, the Instagram chat going, YouTube, Twitter, everything. And what I've kind of learned from doing these streams is to just, man, do the show. Just do the show, and then we'll do kind of like some breaks in between to get to conversation about whatever you guys are talking about. But I think it's more important for me to just line up, what I want to hit on, and then we'll get back to you guys because it can get really distracting. But I see a lot of people showing love. I think the main reason why I wanted to jump on and do one more live. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. It's a holiday. You know how crazy it gets. I probably won't be able to do a live. My wife isn't here. My son isn't here. So I am in the clear for the most part to sit in here and do some content till about 4:45. So this stream is going to go till almost 5 o'clock. And I appreciate y'all. I think I put out there on Instagram, P Nice says, "YERRRR." I put out there, shout out to everybody in my community. Shout out to everybody that has supported me this year. This has been the greatest year of my life again. And I've been saying that for the last few years, but every year seems to top the one before it. And so, I'm shooting to do that again, but I don't do any of that without you guys watching, commenting, writing in the chat, without you guys sending my videos, without you guys telling somebody about me. Let me take the glasses off so it can be sincere. I'm talking some real sincere right now, man. I'm talking some real sincere stuff right here, man. So many people are trying to get into this this creator economy. So many people are trying to set up podcasts and lives and mics and cameras and put out content. And I've been doing this for years, but it really kicked up to another level this year. And it's 4 years now on the radio. I'm into year 5, but really it's been like 7 years since I made a decision in 2018 that I wanted to put myself out there and do content and not be just an anonymous social media manager, not be, just editing videos and posting for someone else. And then 2019, I really was just like, this is it for me. I'm going to do this. And I can't tell you guys, sorry, my nose is so itchy. Every time I'm on the damn stream, it's allergies. But I can't tell you guys how much it means to me that I have a community. There's so many people talking about if you can just get 5,000 to 10,000 people to watch you, to subscribe to you. I just saw Eric Sermon from EPMD talking about if you can get 5,000 people to give you $1 and then that turns into 10,000, whatever. Bro, my YouTube is monetized. I wanted to shout out BT because I saw how quickly BT got to 10,000 subs. And go follow BT if you're not following BT. BT went from 500 subscribers to 10,000 quickly. And now I think he just needs the watch hours so that he can get monetized and really start making money off of his show. And I support everybody. You'll never hear me hating on anybody. You'll never see me hate on, literally, you'll never see me hate on anybody that's trying to do this stuff. And so before we get back into it here, I just wanted to say, appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Even if you're somebody in the chat right now that's I hate this dude. Even if you're somebody in the chat right now that wants to say something stupid, because we had a lot of that going on for the last month or so. I appreciate you. It's all numbers at the end of the day. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, they don't decipher who's a hater and who's a supporter. They don't. They don't decipher who likes your stuff or who doesn't like your stuff. Anybody that shows up to watch your stuff gets calculated into your total count. So speaking of total count, man, let's get back into it with the football conversation. And I see everybody in the chat, but we'll scroll back into the chat. Right now, what I'm doing is loading up some things. So let's start with things that just happened literally today, literally most recent news right before I went live. I'm like, all right, well, we got something to talk about. The Diggs brothers. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Stephon Diggs and Trayvon Diggs, Maryland boys. They some wild boys too. They some wild boys. If you know what I'm talking about, they're off the field activity. They're some wild boys. Like, I'm pretty sure Trayvon Diggs BM, or one of them, used to mess with Future, the rapper, or Shad Moss, Lil Bow Wow, Lil Bow Weezy. So let's start with Trayvon Diggs first, and then we'll get to Stephon Diggs, who you already know is with Cardi B. Just had a kid by Cardi B. I gotta cut my one long lock. I got this one long lock right here that falls a little bit. Mr. Unlimited. I got the one unlimited lock. Let's start with Trayvon Diggs, man. So boom. The Cowboys have released cornerback Trayvon Diggs. Womp, womp, womp. They just paid him. They just paid him recently. And Field Yates reports, if a team were to claim Trayvon Diggs off waivers, it would be on the hook for $472,000 he's due in base salary for Week 18, plus $58,823 if he's active in Week 18. Diggs has no guaranteed money on his deal beyond this season. Now, I'll say this. Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is the president, GM, and CEO owner of the Dallas Cowboys, and he needs to stop that. There is no way an 81-year-old guy can do all that stuff. And the fact that he paid Trayvon Diggs before he paid Micah Parsons is just dumb. Let me see if I can go here and show y'all my screen. I can. And I'll just do is screen share this. This is why I say you should watch on YouTube. Even you guys on TikTok, I say watch on YouTube because I'm streaming on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch through StreamYard, and I just have more capabilities there. I just have the ability to like really show y'all, media and interactive stuff that way. So let's share screen right now. Share screen, Keith McPherson's Twitter, share. As a former Dallas Cowboys fan, trust that I know what's going on. So what I wrote here was Diggs was done with Dallas as soon as they traded his mans, 7-11, Dunzo. Now, if you see the screen right here, that is when the Dallas Cowboys and Packers tied this year 40-40. And the first guy that Diggs went after to go get his jersey and vice versa, I guess, Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs swapped jerseys after the game. And I can't find the tweet, and it doesn't matter, but I remember there being a tweet from Trayvon when the trade happened, kind of like, yo, what is going on? But everybody had that reaction. Like, as a former Cowboys fan, when I was on vacation Labor Day weekend, I forget where we were at the time. We were at this like tiki bar somewhere in like Ocean City. And I got the alert, and I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm definitely done. This is nail in the coffin. I was already done with the Dallas Cowboys. But you trade Micah Parsons to the Packers, you don't pay that man? Are you nuts, Jerry Jones? But I go on to say it's nothing to a fake GM like Jerry Jones. Pride over everything. Paid this man before he paid Micah. So Spot Rack breaks down the Cowboys contract where in 2025, he's owed a little bit more than $500,000. In 2026, non-guaranteed is 15.5. 2027, it was non-guaranteed 20.5. And 2028, 21 million non-guaranteed. Assuming he clears, Dallas will be on the hook for dead cap hits of 12 million this year, literally nothing to Jerry Jones, and then 5.8 million next year, which saves them 12.5 million. It's fine. It's fine. They also paid Deron Bland, and I'm telling you, Diggs was hurt most of the season, and Jerry Jones was not rocking with him. Jerry Jones was not rocking with him at all. Jerry Jones has a lot of pride, and Jerry Jones was not looking to continue with Micah Parsons. Yo, if you're on Instagram, I'm going to go maybe 4 more minutes on Instagram. What I'm going to try to get y'all to do is migrate over to YouTube or even TikTok or really like Twitter or YouTube, because then you can see the full screen. I have some images saved, some videos saved, all that type of good stuff that is really going to help the stream and the show. So, Frank, what's good, bro? I see you in there. More to do, but it's just better, I think, to watch interactively on the screen. So I already showed you this. This is what I just broke down, the breakdown of the contract. That money is nothing to Jerry Jones. That money is nothing to Jerry Jones. And Jane Slater, who covers the Dallas Cowboys, writes, Trayvon Diggs just called to tell me the Cowboys have released him. While he says he will miss his time in Dallas, he assures me he is healthy and motivated as he looks to join another team, looking for another piece to add to this postseason. So what team in the NFL that is competing right now, what team in the NFL do you think is going to add Trayvon Diggs at corner? I don't want to jump ahead, but I cannot wait to get to this. The current playoff bracket. But what team is adding Trayvon Diggs right now? The Greek bastard said, you have extended warranty on that lock? I do. The thing about my hair is like, I've cut my hair multiple times already, just like to trim. But like some parts grow longer than the others. So it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be symmetrical. But I remember getting a chop, like I got it chopped like here. And then it just grew the way it grew, bro. So I don't know what to tell y'all, man. I don't know what to tell y'all boys, man. Don't worry about the locks, baby. New York Jets or New York Giants? I promise you we will get to the New York Jets and Giants. I have done the most work on the New York Jets and Giants as I was on the Fan yesterday, and I'll be on the Fan Saturday before their final games of the season. But I'm kind of unpacking right now what just happened, and then we'll hit the playoff talk. So, speaking of what just happened, from one Diggs brother to another, same mother, we got to go to Stephon. Stephon, man. Do you guys remember that viral video where the Vikings players were going around the locker room and they said, who would you not let date your sister? If there's one player you wouldn't let date your sister, who would that be? And all of those players said Stephon Diggs. Basically because they know he's a dog. He's a mutt. And hey, whatever, player, do your thing, bro. I don't hate on nobody that, he ain't a married man, whatever. But now he's with Cardi B. Cardi B, you know where I'm at. You know where I be. If you see me and I don't speak, that means I don't rock with you. So yeah, Stephon Diggs, let's get into it. Patriots wide receiver Stephon Diggs is facing felony strangulation and suffocation charges, along with misdemeanor assault and battery, stemming from an incident on Tuesday, December 2nd, just one day after the Patriots versus New York Giants game on Monday Night Football. Now, if you recall, Stephon Diggs was in a little bit of trouble like early in the season, like preseason. Remember he was on the boat and he had like a random substance in a baggie, and, that wasn't really great for him. And yeah, I don't know what to tell you about can you Diggs it? But I'll tell you this, he was balling on the Jets. He was balling on the Jets' lack of a secondary. And this isn't a good look, but I don't think this is going to matter. I think he's got a hungry lawyer that'll beat the case. Everything that I was reading about Stephon Diggs, let me pull up. I think the Patriots are aware. The NFL is aware. And I think his I think his lawyer's name was like Matt DiStefano or something like that. Let me pull up this article from the New York Daily News and let me share a screen right now. I don't think it's going to matter too much. Between him and Cardi B, they're printing money. He just got an extra $500,000 in the game this weekend for scoring a touchdown. So I don't think it's going to matter too much. 11-year pro. Diggs has been around the block. And, they're saying that he denies these allegations. Stefan has informed the organization that he categorically denies the allegations. I don't think he's going to do any time. I think supposedly what I read was that he tried to like resolve the matter by paying off the chick, by paying off the girl. That's another thing. It wasn't a dude. Pretty sure he was trying to strangle a woman. But this is what I'm talking about, fellas. When you deal with too many chicks and you're known for being a dog out there, it can get bad for you, bro. It can get that way for you, bro. You putting your hands on chicks, and you're supposed to be with Cardi B. And Cardi B put out a statement the other day. I can't even repeat what Cardi B said. It went viral though. But anywho, enough with the Diggs brothers, and that's just the latest news in the NFL. This is what I did want to go to, and we'll skip to it now before we get to the Jets and Giants. The current playoff bracket. Yo, one more week. So if the season ended today, which it will not and does not, you've got the number 1 seed Broncos and the number 1 seed Seahawks with that first round bye. But then I love these matchups. They're not all going to hold, but I love these matchups right now. Okay, you get the 49ers versus the Carolina Panthers as the 4 versus 5 seed matchup. You get the Los Angeles Rams versus the Philadelphia Eagles, the 6-3 matchup. That's the matchup from last year, right? The 2 versus 7 matchup is amazing because it is a NFC North matchup between the Bears and the Packers. That's forever beef. And then you get another one of these in-division matchups with the 2 and 7 teams, the Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills, the third time they play each other. You got to love that. We've seen that in history so many times. Then you get the Jaguars versus the Chargers. You remember, I think it was 2 years ago when the Jaguars-Chargers faced off? That was a hell of a game. And then the Texans-Steelers, which I don't think the Steelers are safe. But Texans-Steelers, you give me the Texans in that game, and they're going to have to fire Mike Tomlin, but they won't. I think Rodgers is cooked. But isn't that exciting, y'all? Isn't that exciting to you? All right, I'm going to end this on Instagram. Search Keith McPherson on Twitter or McPherson Brand on YouTube. And this stream is going to go for another hour, maybe till 4:45. So I'll be available, just not on this platform. But I'll save this and I'll let people know, like, yo, I'm streaming live, but it's better for you to watch landscape. It's better for you to watch on Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch, which is connected to my StreamYard. I have TikTok Studio, which is what I'm on right now, but I don't have there's no Instagram Studio from what I know to put it on desktop. But either way, thanks for watching on Instagram. Find me on YouTube. And now, share is real. Edit cover. And done. I would say live on YouTube. McPherson Brand. It's just better that way. But yo, that's another thing. If you are a creator and you are doing content, put yourself on every platform. Put yourself on every single platform. Why? Because there's somebody who is always on Instagram and they don't really think to go to YouTube. Put yourself on TikTok. Put yourself on X. Put yourself on Twitch. My Twitch sucks, but I'm there. You know what I'm saying? My Twitch is trash, but I'll be on there. It's not going to be trash forever. One day it's going to go up, and when it does go up, I'll be pumped. All right, we'll tap in with the chat real quick. There are 36 unread comments on YouTube and Twitter. There are a bunch on TikTok. So I gotta, do better here and try and interact with some of you guys. But thanks for watching again. Keith McPherson doing these lives. Just went and posted that on Instagram. This is my last one for 2025. I'll be on the radio Saturday. WFAN, The Fan in New York, 1019 FM, 660 AM, streaming on the free Odyssey app. And, it's funny, right? What I'm finding is people they don't really know the business, the industry, or whatever. I had this guy yesterday. He's like, "Are you going full-time podcast?" I'm like, "Bro, I never said that. Where did I ever say I was going full-time podcast? I never said that. I have a radio gig. I just am not doing my full-time radio slot that I had at night. I'm a part-time radio guy now, and I'll be filling in. But like I'm not doing these lives. They're not going to podcasts. These lives aren't going to a podcast. I'm not launching the podcast, but my radio show will still go to where my podcast is on there. And I love talking sports, NFL, MLB, NBA. I picked up hockey in the last couple years. The World Cup is going to come around. And I'm brushing up on what I need to know World Cup wise. All right, let's get back into the NFL talk. Let's get back into the NFL chat. Or just to chat before we get back into the NFL talk. I did see some people on TikTok followed the creator. Appreciate it. I feel like if you spend more than a minute here, you might as well come along with me. Bonus points for anybody who knows where that song comes from. Okay. I got the monitor open over here. I've got this open over here. Now, where's the TikTok chat? All right, the TikTok chat will come up any minute now. I got TikTok Studio over here. This is what I need to do. This room is a mess. All right, here we go. Boom. Now at least, okay, the TikTok Studio. Okay, I was about to say the TikTok Studio chat disappeared. I moved it off. Okay, got it now. We're cooking now. Now I have both chats right in front of me, so let's rip through. Thoughts on getting Trey released? I just went through Trayvon Diggs' release. Good. It's Jerry Jones. It's Trayvon Diggs. I think they both wanted to part ways. The team sucks. They're not going anywhere. Trayvon Diggs felt like he could be on a competitor, and Jerry Jones was like, bro, whatever. Like, I don't care about that money. You can go. M. Frank says, hey, Keith, I think Woody caves in. He will fire AG on Black Monday. I got something coming up for that. Let me load up some of that other stuff, too. We'll close with the Jets and the Giants. Me being a New York-based radio host, content creator, I understand that there's a lot of Jets and Giants fans that want to talk about that. I'm a general overall NFL fan, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the whole league. I like to talk about the whole NFL. I like to talk about the whole league, bro. I'm just a football guy. Football changed my life. So whenever I get a chance to talk football, I usually take it. I usually take that opportunity here. Let's see. Okay. Notes app. I'm dragging a bunch of stuff to put on the screen here. Pro Football Hall of Fame class, because I know you guys want to talk about Eli Manning. I also have some stuff with Joe Shane. I also have some stuff with just the New York Giants, bro. I have built such a case up against Joe Shane, and the Giants are not going to fire him, but never say never. Because I remember when they weren't going to fire Joe Judge, and then fans pushed him to it. I remember when they weren't going to fire him, and he basically talked himself out of the job. But yeah, let's load this up. I'll hit the chat quickly again, and then we'll go to a couple of those different things about the Jets and the Giants, as well as Week 18 in the NFL and some of the scenarios that are popping up here. And I mean, I want to talk about DK Metcalf and that stupid fan. I mean, DK Metcalf is the stupid one in the situation, but that fan is a whole clown. That fan, though, if the Ravens end up making the playoffs and winning the division, they got to thank that fan. They got to thank that fan for just being an ass and getting DK out of pocket. What are you thinking? Speaking of like out of pocket, bro, he cost himself $40 million. Like, you got that. It would never be me. Never be me. Never in a million freaking years would you catch me doing something like that could void my contract. Like, bro, what? What are you thinking? I don't know what he was thinking. And I don't care. Like, the guy was like, I've never used a racial slur. DeKalen, can you come out and tell everybody? Because my family's getting death threats. Okay. I don't know what it was with Buddy, but man, he got DK up out of there. All right, we might as well talk about that now. Yo, here he is. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on Twitter, look at bro. Bro showed up with a Lions hat. He had one of them stretch Lions hats, bro. One of them stretch fitteds, not 5950. I don't know what they call them, stretch fitteds. And that shit looked like he had plenty of sweat equity in it. Yo, I gotta pull it up like this for the folks that are watching on TikTok. Because this dude had me cracking up. Like, we're in the age of a fan going viral for harassing a player, and he holds a press conference, and that goes viral. Like, everybody watches that. And he shows up in like a suit jacket, a shirt, and a sweaty ass backwards Lions hat, talking about, I'm a season ticket holder for X amount of years, and the two things that make me really uncomfortable are animal cruelty and racism. Look at Buddy. Check Buddy out. The thinking man. He was thinking about what he was going to do to get DK out of pocket. And the thing says from Better, they're going to build a statue of this dude in Baltimore if the Ravens win next week. Yeah, because it was obvious in that game against the Browns that the Steelers needed DK Metcalf, not Scotty Miller. You know what I'm saying? It was obvious that they could not run their offense the way that they wanted to run their offense without the threat of DK. And like, if you don't think these receivers mean that much to a game plan, of course they do. Would the Rams have benefited from having Devontae Adams last night? Absolutely. Absolutely. Would they have potentially won that game with Devontae Adams on the field? Yeah. Yeah. Not Smith or Munfield or Tutu Atwell or, Jason Ferguson or a random cast of characters they had. Puka Nacua. Yeah, Puka Nacua is like that. We all know Puka Nacua is one of the best in the game. But, man, the tandem of Devontae Adams and Puka, without it, look at Matt Stafford throwing interceptions. Without it, Matt Stafford looked lost. Without it, Matt Stafford looked like he didn't know what to do. Shout out to Jeff Ulbrich, former head coach and defensive coordinator of the Jets. The game plan that he had last night against Stafford and the Rams, like, they put them in a bad spot, bro. But yeah, anyway, back to DK and this guy. The Ravens now, right after the Browns were able to beat the Steelers at home, though, they're in a predicament. They're in a predicament right there. The Steelers lost the game because DK wasn't there, and they're going to lose the division because DK Metcalf's not there. Dan Orlovsky said that. A former quarterback in the NFL who does a lot of film study, and that backs up what I just said, right? Like, DK Metcalf, Like, there's a reason why Seattle, and shout out to Seattle, as I was talking about the NFC West teams and Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba and Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker and A.J. Barner. Like, look at Seattle. There's a reason why Seattle will get rid of a guy like that. A little bit of a head case. A lot of bit of a liability. And him not being on the field for these last 2 games could impact the Steelers' season. I don't think they're going to fire Mike Tomlin, but damn, as we proceed... No, not yet. But I guess I got to do this too. I got to show the TikTok chat some of the graphics that I have queued up because they can't see them on StreamYard. But this is the graphic that I had for y'all on TikTok, right? Orlovsky talking about, DK costing the team. Right? When he's not there to make plays, or just even if the ball doesn't come your way, just to be a threat, bro. Aaron Rodgers is cooked. That fat white boy that does the film watchers, he's great. I don't know where he's from. Man, he fried Aaron Rodgers. Go look for it. At Film Watchers, he cooked Aaron Rodgers watching the film. Let's see here. So the Steelers now, and I'm queuing up this graphic right here. Doug Clawson writes, insane stat. The Steelers are winless 0-4-1 in their past 5 games versus teams entering +8 games below 500, tying the longest such streak in NFL history. There's something consistently mid about Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. A lot of people talk about them being the model of consistency. Yeah, they're the model of being consistently mid, right? Go back in these years. Go back in these years, bro. 2025, they lose to the Browns. 2023, they lose to the 10-2 Patriots. 2023, they lose to the 10-2 Cardinals. 2021, they tied with the 0-8 Lions. 2020, they lost to the 2-10-1 Bengals. That can't happen late in the season. That can't happen, bro. You got to see it through. You got to run through the tape. You got to run through the tape, man. So, moving on from the Steelers conversation, because here we go now with this matchup. It's going to be a great. That's why I say the NFL is undefeated. The NFL can take Christmas. The NFL already has had Thanksgiving forever. They can put the game on Peacock. They can put the game on Netflix. It doesn't matter. NBC Peacock at 8:20, Ravens versus Steelers is going to be sensational. Is Lamar Jackson going to play? I wouldn't play him. And there's a lot of conversation about that. I think you stick with Snoop Hundley and you stick with King Henry. You dance with the one who brung you, they say. Dance with the one who brung you, as far as like, yo, we watched those boys go to Cheeseland and beat the Cheeseheads. We watched them go and knock off the Packers. So why not run it back? Just hand the ball to King Henry. Live goal achieved. Check the goal and celebrate the moment. Let's see. Am I in this Live Fest on TikTok? Live Fest 2025. I don't know what my live goal was. Live goal achieved. Show support to my live by helping me achieve my first goal. 1 rose. Set up new goal. I don't know what these. Let's see. Let's do a I'm ready. Let's do one I'm ready. Confirm. I'm washed, Brody. All this TikTok stuff popped up. I'm with it, but I'm not really in it. I don't really know. Jim K says, I think you were great. Jim, positivity wins. Show love. Because you know what? If you don't think I'm great, you don't have to watch. You don't have to be in here. I'm not forcing you to watch. This is free. You're spending your free time watching me. You don't have to. Let's give some love to the people on YouTube that I've been kind of ignoring as I've just been rolling through. My guy, Ray. Ray, you the man. Ray says, I'm watching that game. Karan says, I guess the Steelers didn't watch Aaron Rodgers play the last 2 years. Nah, the Jets. Everybody looks at the Jets and they say, it's the Jets. We'll get to that later. Put a pin in that one. That everybody in the league looks at the Jets and what goes on with the Jets and they say, that goes on there. That goes on in Florham Park. That goes on with Gang Green. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll do the Black Monday conversation, and that'll come back around. That's a battle of mid, way better matchup. I just hate this matchup. It's Sunday night. I wish it was Seahawks 49ers. Yeah, you wish they could flex that game, right? You wish they could flex that game. I'll right now I'll pull up the schedule for you guys. Why not? Why not? We're gonna need it at some point. No, we're definitely gonna need it at some point. So let me screenshot the Week 18 schedule. Got to keep in mind that there are Saturday games. Once the Army-Navy game ends, the NFL says, we'd like to take up some of that Saturday real estate as well. We're the NFL. We can have games on Thanksgiving. We can have games on Christmas. Of course, we can have games on Saturday. So, yeah, without further ado, let's look at the Week 18 schedule, starting with that Saturday slate. I'll be on it. I don't know if I'm betting, though. I'm pop, bro. I'm not going to hold you. As many touchdowns were scored this last week between Christmas and, bro, I didn't hit on anything. So Saturday, January 3rd, you will get the Panthers-Buccaneers game, which has huge implications in the NFC South. If you bear with me, an Atlanta win in Week 18 clinches the NFC South for the Cardinals, regardless of the outcome versus Tampa Bay. The thing is, you know, these games happen, they're staggered, right? So Carolina is Saturday versus Tampa at 4:30. And no matter what happens there, those teams have to wait and see what goes down between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Tyler Shuck, we getting Shuck tonight. Tyler Shuck is looking real. They're trying to push him for Rookie of the Year. Like, he's looking like a good pick. And they're playing hard for him. They're rallying around him, Kellen Moore. So that's an interesting matchup. Like I'm saying, Week 18. Week 18, bro. Something is cooking out here. Seahawks 49ers is the Saturday night game that we were just speaking on. I like the Niners in that one. Sam Darnold used to be with the Niners. Kyle Shanahan, he's good with these like reclamation project quarterbacks, and Mac Jones was this year's example. Sam Darnold learned a lot over there. I think he's just going to have Sam Darnold's number, and I think Rob Saleh will have his number as well. And that's the segue into what I was talking about, right? Black Monday is approaching. Nothing to do with African Americans, nothing to do with discounts and cyber deals and sales and Black Friday type of stuff. Black Monday is approaching where everything is subject to change. People are going to get fired. Teams are going to kick coaches to the curb and decide this wasn't good enough. We want to start anew. And if you're looking on YouTube or you're looking on Twitter or you're looking on Twitch, what I have in front of you is the top 30 head coaching candidates according to Ringer. And Deontay Lee and Steven Ruiz broke this down, and they put Robert Saleh as the number one candidate, the number one choice for head coaches out there on Black Monday. Now, that goes back to what I was saying about the Jets. People look at the Jets as like, yo, nobody can win there. Rob Saleh got a raw deal there. Rob Saleh got fired with the Jets. Look at Aaron Glenn. They suck. And now that we're about an hour, left in the stream, we'll pull up the rest of the games later. But I do want to segue into the Jets and then the Giants. I know there are a lot of people that are watching that are Jets and Giants fans, as I am, like I said, a New York-based content creator, radio host on WFAN, The Fan in New York. And all we talk about is the Jets and the Giants. All we talk about is these two teams that are just garbage, bro. They're trash. Like I was saying the other day, and I keep saying it a lot. In the 4 years that I had that full-time nighttime radio gig in New York, man, we had to watch a lot of terrible football. Man, we had to go through so many days and nights of just complaining and talking about how bad everything was. And I don't see it getting better because I don't see these teams changing. So let's get into it, man. My rant yesterday on The Fan, I didn't even have that much time to really get into no rants. But the whole message I was sending is like, change needs to happen, and change is not going to come unless you're willing to change it. And I don't feel like they're really willing to change it. Let's talk about the Jets and Aaron Glenn. FanDuel Sportsbook wrote, insane Jet stats. 0 interceptions this season. Aaron Glenn is a DB. Aaron Glenn went from being a DB coach, a defensive coordinator, a defensive-minded guy, a former Jets first-round cornerback. How are you overseeing a Jets team that fired Steve Wilks and is about to go the whole season? They got to get one this week. I think in every defensive meeting, in every DB meeting, it's got to be, hey, D lineman, get your hands up in the air. Get your hands in the air, tip drill. We need to tip the ball. Bat the ball up in the air. We need at least 1 interception. That is an insane stat. 0 interceptions this season for the New York Jets. Who want to fly with them freaking Jets? Nobody. They have 0 receivers with 400 yards. Garrett Wilson is still the leading receiver on the team with 395 yards. He hasn't played in 7 weeks. Damn. No Jets quarterbacks have thrown for 10 touchdowns for the 10th time in 6 years. What? That can't be true because Aaron Rodgers did it last year. No Jets quarterbacks have thrown for 10 touchdowns for the 5th time in 6 years. Okay, that's the outlier. 5th time in 6 years, the 1 year was Aaron Rodgers doing it. 0 playoff appearances since 2010. If you are 15 years old, 16, like 7, even if you're 20 years old, you do not remember the Jets going to the playoffs and winning. The Jets have been so bad for so long, we just accept it, right? And that's why I say the rest of the league looks at them like a laughing stock. The rest of the league looks at the Jets and they're just like, yeah, well, that what goes on there goes on there. Like, look at Sam Darnold with the Seahawks now. 4 recorded defensive turnovers this season. That's an all-time low. And the last ridiculous stat of the week for the Jets are the first team since 1972 to lose by 23 or more in 4 consecutive games. AG, what's going on, bro? AG, you were the one that said, we're the freaking New York Jets and we're built for this shit. Turns out that was cap. Turns out that was a lie. This guy's lost. He talked a big game. He sold a big dream. He talked about big ships turn slow. This ship has turned backwards. He talked about everybody wants instant coffee. Instant coffee? This is instant doo-doo. The Jets are worse than they've been in a long time. That game on Sunday was embarrassing. Like, Drake May, hand him the MVP. Hand it to him. Here you go, Drake May. Have it your way. He didn't throw an incompletion until he was in double digits. 6 straight drives, cash, pay dirt, tud, end zone, getting paid, running up the score on him. Mike Vrabel saying F him, calling timeouts. Like, bro, that building turned into Foxborough South. Every time the Patriots scored, you just heard, yeah, woo. Took over the building, man. Took over the damn building. And the 2025 Jets had the worst December in the history of the NFL. No team has ever had a worse point differential in the month of December. Like, they're all time bad. So if you're a Jet fan in the chat, I feel for you. If you're a Jet fan in the chat, I don't know what to tell you. You deserve better. You don't deserve this. Nobody deserves this. And you know what you really don't deserve is the situation that they're going to continue to be in. Because I don't see any scenarios where this gets better. I don't see any scenarios where this gets fixed. Let's have the conversation a little bit here, right? And before we do that, I'll keep piling on because, like I said, I got a ton of screenshots and a ton of stuff that I just collected, right? This is the point differential. When you look at the last few weeks, like, they fired Steve Wilks after that Jacksonville game. It didn't matter. They lost to the Dolphins at home 34-10. They lost to the Jaguars in Jacksonville 48-20. They lost to the Saints 29-6. And then they just got smoked 42-10. Could have been worse. Like, if the Patriots wanted to score 60, 70 points, they probably could have. They called the dogs off. Points for December, 46. Points against in December, 153. God damn. Like, bro, they look like a JV team playing against the varsity. They look like a college team playing against NFL. They look like they're not coached. They look like they don't have any kind of game plan. They look trash, bro. I don't know what to tell y'all for real. I really don't know what to tell y'all. In the chat, Worldwide Webster says, what's the process for leaving your team's fan base? Listen, do what you feel now. Electric feel now. Do what you feel, bro. If you got to burn all of your Jet stuff, burn it. If you got to go online and tell everybody, hey, I am no longer a fan of the New York Jets, do so. They're never going to get better. They're never going to be good. And what I'm saying is, like, let this scenario play out. I don't understand how it works. Like, AG is in over his head. And you mean to tell me that the guy that selected Justin Fields to be the first quarterback under his new regime, right, kicked the Hall of Fame quarterback Aaron Rodgers to the curb, made Aaron Rodgers fly to New Jersey from Cali, met with him for a couple minutes. That's Bush League shit for real. Met with him for a couple minutes just to tell him, do you want to play football? Oh, I can't have you undermining me in meetings. You want to do Pat McAfee? Have you seen Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee this year? No. And Aaron Rodgers ain't that great. But he's all right. He's better than anything the Jets have. Like, the Jets trip me out. I understand tanking, but not tanking to the point where you're getting absolutely embarrassed. You can lose a game. You can tank a game, but not get smoked like that. And then, like, the Brady Cook stuff. Brady Cook is an undrafted free agent. Nobody wanted him, bro. Nobody wanted him, bro. Y'all thought nobody wanted Shador? Nobody wanted Brady Cook, literally. And they are playing Brady Cook all these games down the stretch here. Tyrod is better. Tyrod's ready to go. And you can't tell me that Justin Fields, speaking of Justin Fields, you can't tell me that Justin Fields, after you gave him $30 million guaranteed, can't play. He's got a phantom knee injury. So Sam Block wrote, the Jetsons benching Justin Fields. 1-5 record, 13.8 points per game, a point differential of negative 117. He was never the problem in New York. He was scapegoated as the problem. Woody Johnson is the problem. Woody Johnson made it seem like it was that man's fault. Woody Johnson told you that AG is good because he gives him a hug every day and he tells him keep the faith. So they're not going to fire Aaron Glenn. I'm sorry. And if I'm a Jets fan, which I'm not and I never will be, I don't understand how anybody could choose that life. I'm done, bro. The NFL is king. The NFL is too much fun. The NFL brings so much joy to folks. The NFL, every Sunday, you get up for. The NFL, like, did you guys win your fantasy football leagues? Okay, so I used to play in like 3 leagues. I used to play in like a $350 league and then a couple $100 leagues. And the $300+ league I was in, like, that was a big pot of money with 12 guys. I could just tell every year was getting sketchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of weird trades going on and then multiple trades going on. Whereas, like, by the time we get to the end of the year, some of these teams, it's like, yo, you have one guy on your team that you drafted? Most of my team I drafted. What the hell happened through the season? You got a whole different team? So I basically dipped out of that league. I think the closest I ever got to that league in like 5 or 6 years to winning it, I was runner-up. And then last year, whatever, they hold me 1 year, bro. They hold me 1 year. It was like, I think I traded Calvin Ridley when he was on the Falcons. So this is how far we're going back now. I think I traded Calvin Ridley, Dalton Schultz when he was on the Dallas Cowboys. I don't even want to talk about it, bro. It don't matter. But they vetoed the trade. Shout out to my man Christian, because I remember Christian and I went out after it, and they thought we were conspiring, whatever. Did you win? Did you win your fantasy league? Did you win any money in fantasy? I won some money, but I was the number 1 seed. And the first week of the playoffs, Amon-Ra St. Brown balled out. Josh Jacobs balled out. Jameson Williams balled out. Like, I had points that went to waste. Then I lost in the second round. And then I had the third round game this past week, and I left too many points. I didn't even think I had the points. I left Colston Loveland on the bench. I picked up Colby Parkinson after he had that big game, and he didn't do shh. But what I'm saying is, we play fantasy football. I watch Red Zone every Sunday, so I play anytime touchdown bets. If you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, sometimes I flex my bets because I play anytime touchdown bets. Oh, yeah, on TikTok, join my fan club. I play anytime touchdown parlays where I'll put together 4 or 5 legs of guys that I think are going to score. And it's fun to watch them actually come through. What I'm getting at is the NFL is fun. What I'm getting at is the NFL is too much fun for you to be miserable every Sunday because you say, I'm a Jets fan. I'm a Jets fan, and this is just my life. I'm a Jets fan, and I gotta just be miserable. You don't. I used to be a Dallas fan. I'm a fan of parlays and fantasy. I root for my parlays and my fantasy team every Sunday. This year, I did not put a Dallas jersey on once. And I really don't think I did it last year either. And I told folks, I was done after they lost to the Packers at home, and they had 40-something put up on their heads, and they were 7-point favorites. And then once Jerry Jones traded Micah Parsons to the same team, the Packers, I was like, this guy can't be any dumber. And I'm like, after a while, who is the fool? The fool or the fools following the fool? The Cowboys have a lot of fools following them, a lot of fans that are fooled. We them boys. Hold up. We them boys. No, you're not. You sure you're still them boys? How about them Cowboys? How about them? How about them? What you mean? They didn't make the postseason. They didn't make the playoffs. They traded Micah Parsons and what? I know Micah Parsons' season's done, but their season is done. Like, the Packers are in there. And, I mean, Kenny Clark, cool. They went out to get Logan Wilson, dud. Quinnen Williams, okay, good job with Quinnen Williams, but like for what? It was too little too late. You made trades at the deadline and you did not get to where you needed to go. Bums. They're going to pay George Pickens now? I wouldn't do that. CD Lamb, ABCDTD Lamb, more like DROP Lamb. Don't get me started, man. That's my segue into who are the Cowboys playing this week? Jackson Dart doot doo 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 doo. Jackson Dart doot doo 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 doo. Jackson Dart doot doo 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 doo. Jackson Dart. So Sleeper Giants reports that Jackson Dart said this when he was asked about the Jets drafting Fernando Mendoza. He said, "I'm going to continue to play my ball. I know I'm going to be here for a very long time. I'm excited to start winning more games and turn this place around, do my job." When you think about this rookie class, we have a really bright future. Now, I'll say this about the Darty Party. He's the guy. You don't need Fernando Mendoza. I've seen Jackson Dart come to New York, learn the system, go through losing his head coach, go through concussion protocol, go through missing games, come back, and still, he's still hitting his dance. He's still him in New York, the hardest place to do anything. Jackson Dart is your guy. And since you beat the Raiders, the only way that you could get that number 1 seed, Giants fans, is to lose to the Dallas Cowboys and the Raiders go beat the Chiefs with Chris Hadouken at quarterback. Maybe. But you don't need that number 1 pick. And you were never going for that number 1 pick because the Giants don't know how to tank properly. The Giants, they have too much pride to actually go out and tank the correct way. And yeah, I'm going back to this. This is hilarious. Giants fans, after seeing their team win. This is the Giants fans on Sunday as you go into that game and they're telling you the Giants can clinch the number 1 seed with a loss here to Vegas. This was Giants fans on Sunday. Yeah. This is fun. Yeah. 3 wins. Meaningless wins. Well, a meaningless win. You know, I was telling folks because people were saying to me, "Oh, Keith, We needed to see Jackson Dart get a win. We needed to see Jackson Dart continue to develop. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Jackson Dart needed to win that game in Chicago when he had the Bears beat. Jackson Dart needed to win that game in Denver when he had the Broncos beat. He didn't need to beat the Raiders because you could have ruled the offseason. You lose to the Raiders, right? If they would have shut Jackson Dart down and played Russell Wilson and somehow found a way to lose to the Raiders, which they weren't losing to the Raiders. The Raiders, they shut down Max Crosby. They shut down. Why am I blanking on bro's name? The second year tight end out of Georgia, Brock Bowers. Once they shut down their two best players in Brock Bowers and Mason Crosby, game, bro. They weren't trying to win that game because they're smart. I mean, Tom Brady knows, hey, we need that number one pick. And if it's Mendoza that we want, cool. And if it's not Mendoza and they want to trade for Lamar Jackson or something, cool. But, man, that number one pick, you are the rulers of the NFL universe for the offseason. You can take calls and you can name your price. The Giants don't want it. 3 years in a row, they've screwed that up. They had Tommy Cutlets. Tommy Cutlets, yeah. Tommy Cutlets goes out and beats the Packers, beats the Patriots, beats the Commanders. They miss out on Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels. Flip the order. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May. And Tommy Cutlets was never the guy. Shout out to Tommy DeVito, though. And then last year, they go and beat the Colts. They end up picking Abdul Carter, but they were smart enough to trade back into the first round and get Jackson Dart. Cool. But at the same time, you got Dart, and the guy that wanted him, the guy that would have taken him 3 overall, Brian Dable, gets fired because they felt like they were running Jackson Dart too much. They felt like he was risking Jackson Dart's health for the sake of his job, which I don't believe. Tune, what's the deal with you, bro? What's the deal with you, bro? You need your time? You coming here kneeing me, or you coming here with your head trying to... All right, say something to him. Say, I'm not a Jet fan. I'm not a Giants fan. If anything, I root for the Jaguars because I'm a cat. Meow. All right, get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. I'm doing my thing. Your food will be out in an hour, and I'll be out of your way. I'm going to clean up this room. All right, love you. Appreciate you. Thanks for checking in. All right, you can go now. Anyway, back to it. Shout out to Toon, little Toonchi, my cat. Bill says, yo, did I hear you on air yesterday? Yes, I was on from 6:30 to 7:20. Quick pop, pitch count, Saturday, though. We'll turn up Saturday. WFAN, 101.9 FM, 660 AM, The Fan in New York, 12 to 3 on Saturday in the new year. And Bill also said, beautiful kitty. Yeah, that's a hypergenic nebulung. I have bad allergies. Some of you that have been watching the whole stream probably saw when I was doing the itching of my nose, which I just do because, whatever it is. I have bad allergies. I couldn't have a regular cat. I'm allergic to pet dander. But my cat Toon, hyperallergenic. We good. Jake Brown, what it do, Brody? What's up, Keith? Who do you think is the favorite to win the AL East this year, the Yankees or Toronto? We are nowhere near that, but I'm ready for baseball to start. But we're doing football conversation in here. I got to give some love to the chat. The Chocolat says, yes, NYC football is 100% trash. It's been. I'm going to star some things to come back to in the chat. Bill, what up, bro? Bill says, what's good, bro? Happy New Year to you and the family. Much love. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate the support. One more live for 25. Day says, I'm a Jets fan, which equals I love my dad who was a Jets fan. You know what? We just saw that young lady who got to kick the field goal, and she missed the field goal, but the whole thing was this woman... the Jets won't let her kick the field goal, and that, there was a loophole or something. She was a former soccer player and a coach, and, so she can't compete for the $100,000. I'll pull it up. Is that some? I mean, who cares? But people care. She missed the field goal, but it just does not look good on the Jets. But why even bring that up? Shout out to my boy Ade in the chat. Appreciate you. If you guys are on my YouTube, go look for the Yankee blog that Yankee vlog that me and Ade shot. I think it was during the Tigers series when the Tigers came to Yankee Stadium and waxed us. Not the game that Donald Trump was there, like the day before, but yeah. So shout out to Ade who cites his pops as the reason that he's a Jets fan. I usually say most Jets fans inherited it, right? It's a shared sacrifice, suffering. But here we go. Here is the devil himself, Woody Johnson. The Jets will allow a season ticket holder to participate in a 100K field goal contest after rescinding her invite. So basically, they rescind her invite because they said something like, "Oh, the fine print says that you couldn't compete as a coach of or whatever." She missed the field goal from 30 yards anyway, so they didn't end up losing that $100,000. It did not matter. But even the fact, like, it's so Jets. It's typical Jets that this would even become a news headline, that this would even become a thing. And that girl, I saw the feature on her. Her dad was a Jets fan. And she inherited his season tickets. And their season tickets went back to Shea Stadium. And so on Sundays, it's in her heart to honor her father who made her a Jets fan, to go out to those games and suffer in misery. Damn, bro. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Like, you love your parents. They do so much for you. And, they make you a fan of a team. And you just feel this, like, I don't know. I can't speak for her pops. May he rest. But I bet you he's up there in heaven saying, yo, you don't have to go all the way over there to MetLife and suffer through this for me. They're never going to be good. They're never going to be good, bro. And so, like, I have a son. If you guys are following me, you guys know I have a son. And I'm not a Dallas fan anymore. I'm an NFL free agent. And a big reason why I'm not rocking Dallas gear, my son does everything I do. My son wants to walk like me, talk like me. My son is emulating his pops. He's watching me. So if he sees me, how about them Cowboys? We them boys. Yeah. I'm not putting that evil on no little baby. I'm not putting that evil on no 2.5-year-old young man. My son deserves better than that. Wait, bro. Oh no, a day. He says I'm not a Jets fan, bro. My pops was a Giants fan. No, I'm not a Jets fan. I was trolling them. No. Whatever. It was a good segue into me bringing up the story about the teacher who kicked the field goal and how her pops made her a fan. Her pops made her a Jets fan. There's a lot of people like that, bro. Shout out to Justin. If you guys ever see a brand called Forever New York, there's this kid, Justin, that I'm working with who started that brand. And it's a play on New York, NY. The brand is called Forever New York, but also called Forever Next Year. Because here in New York, it seems, in this drought that we're in, that it's forever next year with all of our teams. He also now has a rebrand for the Knicks where forever is now, because all of a sudden you look at the Knicks and Knicks fans think this is the Knicks year. Knicks fans think the Knicks are winning it. Hey, spoiler alert, they gonna find a way to screw it up. I hate to break it to y'all. I know y'all love them damn Knicks. They are going to find a way to not get it done. Just like they did against Halliburton, and the ball went straight up in the air and came right back down. And through. No, they're going to find a way. Neesmith and Nembhard, what a series that was last year. They're going to find a way. They're going to find a way. Anyway, yeah. Jerron says, you an NFL free agent? What is that? No more Cowboys fandom? Go Big Blue. I'm not about to choose the Giants. I know that. I know I'm not about to pick the Joe Shane-led Giants as my team. But yeah, no, I found myself in a lot of different ways. One, when you're a radio host or a media personality, like, especially in New York, being a Cowboys fan does not help your cause. I got tired of that shit, bro. I got tired of like, we don't care what he's got to say. He's a Cowboys fan. Like, bro, my opinion doesn't matter because I made a decision when I was 5 years old to pick the team that won the Super Bowl. I'm as a grown man and as also a father, I wouldn't let no 5-year-old make a decision for me now. So that's what I told folks. I picked the team when I was 5. I don't have to keep rocking with them now. No. Not until at least Jerry Jones. But Jerry Jones is never going to die. So I'm not even going to say until Jerry Jones gets up out of here. Jerry Jones is not going to die. So anyway, we're talking about the Giants now. Giants and the Cowboys face off. And I think this is hilarious. Giants fans after seeing their team win. So Giants fans should be over the number 1 pick. You're not going to get the number 1 pick. But if you somehow go out there and beat the Dallas Cowboys, that would be terrible. Because then you could fall into like the 7th pick, which like to go through another season like this, a 4-win season and end up picking 7th, that is the worst. That is the worst possible outcome. Daniel Jeremiah from NFL Network writes, the New York Giants head coach job is going to be highly coveted. They have a really talented young group. I know offensive names will come up because of Dart, but that defensive line with elite defensive coach would be a fun fit. Who do you guys want to coach the Giants? Tell me in the chat. Who you guys want to coach the New York Giants? Dan Shula, Brian Flores. There's a 0% chance it'll be Brian Flores. I'm just going through defensive coaches. Lou Anarumo. Who you guys want to coach the Giants next? Let's see. J-Rock says, Keith, I'm a Cowboys fan too. Let's switch to Seattle fans. So my boy Rome, shout out to Rome. Rome might be in the TikTok chat or might have been in and out. Shout out to Rome. Rome got a bunch of TikTok followers. I met Rome in Seattle at the All-Star game for Major League Baseball in 2023. And he is a Mariners fan and he is a Seahawks fan. And he started doing some NFL stuff at the beginning of the year. And he had different fans from different fan bases pop into his live. And he's like, yo, we got Keith McPherson in here, Dallas Cowboys fan. And I was like, whoa, not me. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. And so he's like, yo, you're not a Cowboys fan? I'm like, nah, I'm a free agent. He's like, yo, come with us. Come to Seattle. And I clowned him. I'm like, hell nah. Look where Seattle is now. Speaking of Seattle, look where Seattle is now. We are going to go into the what to watch for, what they're playing for in Week 18 while we do queue up some names for Joe's McFly out here. McFly guy in the chat. You already know Joe's McFly. Big timer. In the NFC, the 49ers 1 seed with the 49ers and the Seahawks will play for the 1 seed. The Panthers, we already talked about with the Falcons, the Buccaneers, the Falcons for the South, right? The Panthers can win the division title with a win or a Falcons win. In the AFC, that game with the Ravens and the Steelers, that's going to be great Sunday night. The Broncos 1 seed with a win or Patriots loss. The Patriots 1 seed with a win and Broncos loss. The Jaguars get a division title win with a win or Texans loss. 1 seed with a win and Broncos loss. And Patriots losses, the Texans get a division title win, and the Texans get the division title win with a win and a Jaguars loss. Underdog Fantasy wrote that terribly. When we pull up the the schedule for this weekend, I will go through all of these different machinations and what's going to happen. But yeah, speaking of, let's go to, Cowboys, Giants. Who's going to coach the Cowboy or who's going to coach the Giants next? Speaking of that, Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy coming from Dallas. Well, he's had a year off. Mike McCarthy is a good head coaching candidate. He's won a lot. I think he's going to come in and demand respect. He's going to know what to do. I don't think everybody's going to be fired up about him coaching the Giants, but I don't think it's a bad hire. He's won in the NFC with the Patriots and the Dallas Cowboys. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been in the playoffs with the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys come into MetLife Stadium on Sunday as 3.5-point favorites. I've been invited to this game by people. I have 2 people with good seats, 100-level seats that have invited me to this game. I'm like, I'm not going. You know where I'm going to go? I'm going to go to the Nets game. I'm going to go see your Brooklyn Nets on Sunday. I'm not going. Why would I go sit in the cold and watch the 7-8-1 Dallas Cowboys versus the 3-13 Giants play for nothing, when I could go see Nikola Jokic versus the upstart Brooklyn Nets, who are starting to play a little bit better. They lost to Steph Curry and the Warriors last night, but it is what it is. And yo, Draymond, listen to me, bro. Draymond Green, if this clip can get to you, bro, don't you ever again step into the Barclays Center and disrespect Mr. Whammy like that. You thought you had problems with Jordan Poole and his people in Milwaukee and Wisconsin? You lucky I was. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. So did you see the viral clip of Draymond? Let me play that real quick. Draymond. Jokic got hurt? When did Jokic get hurt? Last night? No. He was just about to go for the triple-double record. Last night he got hurt. Wow. And you know what's crazy about that? My friend that I'm trying to bring to the game, bro, that just blew mine. Because my friend that I'm trying to bring to the game, he's from Serbia, loves Jokic. He thought this was going to be the first time he's going to. From 4 hours ago. Wow, 4 hours ago. Makes sense. 4 hours ago, I was at lunch, and then I came home to set up the stream. 4 hours ago, Denver Nuggets Nikola Jokic has been diagnosed with a hyperextension in his left knee and will miss at least 4 weeks. An immense sigh of relief. Wow, I got a text. Wow. Jokic got hurt last night. He won't play in Brooklyn. That's crazy. I literally was setting up wow. And the Brooklyn Nets just text me. Shout out to Dan over at the Nets. I have those tickets for you in a day or so. Word. Yo, just found out Jokic got hurt. That's crazy. Wanted to see him. Anyway, that just blew mine. That blew mine. I was watching the Monday Night Football game last night late. Got up, went to the gym at like 10. Went to lunch at 12. Came back to set up this stream at 2. I did not see that. So shout out to y'all in the chat. He's out 4 weeks, and I just requested tickets to go see Jokic. Isn't he 1 triple-double away from taking the record from Oscar Robertson? Damn. That's crazy, bro. I just lost my train of thought because my friend is from Serbia and has never seen Jokic live. And I'm like, yo, I like, shout out to the Brooklyn Nets. I used to do Talking Nets podcast. I used to be on the Brooklyn Nets radio program with Capper and Carino. I used to do the halftime with them. Like, yeah. And my wife because my wife is friends with these same folks. She said, "Oh my God, really? Yup, that's crazy." Wow. I'm honestly like, I'm blown by that. Because last year we tried to see Jokic twice. I was late on him coming to Brooklyn. And then when you try to go see the Nuggets at the Garden, forget about it. The prices were OD. And I don't have no connection over there. Not with the Knicks. The only connection I ever had with the Knicks, Casamigos. When I used to do the Casamigos big shot of the night, shout out to Lee over there at Casamigos. Casamigos used to have me in there in the Chase Club, in the Delta Suite at Madison Square Garden. had me in there for the playoffs against the Heat like 3 years ago, bro. So anyway, that just threw me off. But yeah, Jokic is hurt. And I said, who's going to coach the New York Football Giants? Damn. All right, so then the Nets about to beat the Nuggets for sure. At least we go see a win. Okay, here's what people are suggesting for the next head coach. Who is the next head coach of the New York Giants? Okay, so Luis says Mike Tomlin to New York. Moneybag says John Gruden to New York. And Benny Agbayani, Lawrence Taylor. Lenny Baker says Lawrence Taylor. No, I don't think he's trying to coach. He'd be in the suite hitting his cigars. Jonah Madden says John Gruden. Jerron Cummings says John Gruden would be interesting. Deshaun Batista says Coughlin. Finnegan says John Harbaugh. Jerry says, I'll take Carlos Beltran. Yeah, that was what the Mets were trying to do. Pookie says Kelvin Shepard, outside the box, defensive-minded. You know, I understand that. You see what he's done picking up for Aaron Glenn in Detroit, defensive-minded head coach. Jay Glush says Tomlin or Harbaugh, whichever gets canned Sunday. I know that's the thought as well. Whichever one of those coaches loses and gets fired, bring them on down. Raymond says Mike McCarthy. JT says Antonio Pierce. HC Cruz Boston says, are you a Red Sox fan? Back to the YouTube. Chris Gomez says he just wants someone with experience to coach the Giants. I think you can't go first-time head coach. I don't think you can go with somebody who's never done it before. In the TikTok chat, has to be Chucky. Gruden, maybe, but I don't know. Bill says Mookie Wilson, Rafael Santana. There's Bill Belichick. J-Rock says Bill Belichick. Finnegan says, since you're a free agent NFL fan, is there a team that interests you as of today? Yeah. So I used to spend summers in Jacksonville, Florida. Many of you that follow me know this story. I, spent the summers that I was really young, like 8, 9, 10, in Jacksonville, Florida with my grandmother. So when the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise started, I remember Granny got us some tickets to go see the Falcons come to Jacksonville and play against the Jaguars in the preseason. Like, I'm talking like 96, bro. And I don't care if I'm dating myself. I don't care if I'm aging myself. I was there. That was my first NFL stadium. I think we sat at the very tippy top. I didn't give a damn, though. That changed my life. Like, seeing stuff like that as a kid make you a fan of the pigskin. Make you a fan of the pig. Made me pick up the pigskin. Made me want to be somebody out there on that field. So the Jaguars are up there for me. Other than that, you want to roll with the winners, right? Like, let's see here. I don't think I could ever be a Steelers fan. There's too many of the terrible towels, and I just don't like the way that their fans move. And they're mid. I told you, they are the model of consistently being mid. The Bills were in the running until I saw the Buffalo Bills post a good luck to the Toronto Blue Jays thing. Like, when the postseason started in baseball, I'm like, oh, because there's a lot of people that always say, like, the Bills are the only New York team. And then I saw Buffalo endorse Toronto. And once I saw that, I was like, nah. I was like, never going to root for the Buffalo Bills. My wife and my father-in-law are Patriots fans. I just can't do it. I can't do that. I could never see myself rocking the Patriots gear. If my son wants to be a Patriots fan because of his mom, go for it. but I don't think I could ever be a Patriots fan. I like the Ravens. I like their stadium. I like their culture. I like Baltimore. It ain't that far. Who else? Never the Eagles. Never, ever, ever. Never the Eagles. So I say right now, and the Bucks. Even though the Bucks are out of it, the Bucks play right across from the Yankees spring training facility, and I go to Tampa every single year. And one year I might buy a house down there, Raymond James Stadium, be a Bucks fan. So I would say, as an NFL free agent, my 3 teams right now that are in the running: the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And my son, when he watches football, he always likes the red team. I always say, what team? He likes a team with red uniforms. So the Buccaneers. I think he's leaning towards the Bucks. Here's some other news out there. Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh announced that Justin Herbert will not start Sunday versus Denver. The Broncos will clinch the AFC number 1 seed if they beat the Chargers. So you can bank on that. You can bank on that. That's going to get locked in. Unless Trey Lance can pull off some kind of miracle. That's going to get locked in. That's going to get done. Sean Payton's going to make sure that they have home field advantage and Mile High. That's going to definitely get done. What else did I not hit on here? We'll probably just go chat the rest of the way. I already went through the seeds, right? We went through the head coaches for the Giants. Joe Shane sucks. I'm sorry to just come out and say it like that, but if you're Brian Daboll, the former head coach of the Giants, aren't you mad as hell right now that this dude gets to keep his job when he made your job harder? Aren't you mad as hell right now that you came in and coached your ass off, won Coach of the Year with Dave Gettleman's roster? And then when this guy turned Dave Gettleman's roster into, like, he got rid of Xavier McKinney. He let Julian Love go. He traded Leonard Washington. He didn't want to pick up Daniel Jones's rookie option and then ended up giving Daniel Jones that $100 million contract. Oh, and the biggest one of them all, no, not Sterling Shepard, Saquon Barkley. He played that stupid-ass game with Saquon Barkley, which led Saquon Barkley down the turnpike to the Eagles to hand them a Super Bowl. Here you go. 2,000-yard season in a Super Bowl. Here you go, Philly. Burn the city down. Joe Shane got to go. Joe Shane got to go. Joe Shane got to go. But don't listen to me. You know, last year John Mara said it better not take too long. I'm running out of patience. Look where we at a year later. That didn't matter. That did not matter, bros. If I'm a Giants fan, I'm mad as hell. But I'm not a Giants fan. I'm not a Giants fan. Ray says, I appreciate you speaking the truth. I got to. Christian says, happy Tuesday. Got the club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the club and she choosing the club going up. Like that fitted. Yeah. And we got the Bleacher Creatures pin on that fitted. You see that? You see that right there? Bleacher Creature. Yeah. Anyway. For the TikTok chat, I am in the YouTube chat right now because there's mad people in the YouTube chat that I did not show love to. I'm like, yo, my bad for that because my YouTube is about to hit, let me see. I got to go back because we got people throwing money on YouTube and I didn't acknowledge them. And I get paid out every $100 on YouTube. And Chris, you about to put me there. So Chris has a super chat. Who do you think wins Coach of the Year? Let's go to that right now. I went from like a I don't know, like a transition, which I have sounds to do transitions, to like doing like Jeopardy, right? Is that Jeopardy or is that Wheel of Fortune? I don't know. Let me do some sounds here. Who do I think will win Coach of the Year? Kyle Shanahan. I think Kyle Shanahan. But let's take a look at you know who is in the running, and I'm prepared for everything because I'm always clipping stuff. Just give me a minute to go to my notes, and I'll get it up on the screen. Man, where the hell is that? Because I know I had it. You know, Liam Cohen is in the running. Mike Vrabel is in the running. Ben Johnson is in the running. But I just think Kyle Shanahan, with injuries to Fred Warner, George Kittle, Trent Williams went down the other night. They still won that game. Like, bro, like Kyle Shanahan is a hell of a coach. And the 49ers have a chance to get this win and knock off Seattle and be right there, bro. So who do I think is going to win Coach of the Year? Kyle Shanahan. Amazing job. Amazing job. And I guess I deleted it. Oh, no, I got it right here. See? Just give me a minute, folks. The notes are extensive. The notes are extensive. 1 year turnarounds in the NFL. Where is this? Can I go into StreamYard and just drop this here? I can. Let's go to add media. More, add media. So, like, this is something I was talking about with Aaron Glenn. How come, you know, in 1 year, and I know the answer, but it's a tough question to be answered for a guy like Aaron Glenn. Like, how come in 1 year they can turn it around in all these other places, but the Jets turn it around? The Jets suck. The Jets, like, went backwards. So here it is. Thanks for the question and the super chat, Chris. We used to call the super chat the diaper fund, but my son doesn't even wear diapers anymore. He wears pull-ups, and he doesn't go through them as much. We don't need money for diapers and pull-ups anymore. What do we need money for? I don't know. We don't need money. We're fine. But I mean, money is good, and if you like what you see in here and you want to donate, I'm working. I prepared for this. I put notes together. I'm entertaining you. No, I don't care. You don't have to pay for this. This shit free. You know what I'm saying? We're hanging out. We're talking. So shout out to Chris for that. Year one turnarounds. Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots. Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears. Liam Cohen and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And when you look at these guys and their records in the first year, bro, what? The Patriots are 13-3. The Bears played a hell of a game. They're 11-5. They played a hell of a game against the 49ers the other night. And the Jaguars are 12-4. You want to talk about turnarounds? You want to talk about bringing in a new leader? You want to talk about a guy instilling culture and values and a way of playing? Like, they got it, man. They got it, man. They got it, man. Okay, so Joe Shane sucks, but he's safe. And what was I going to say here? Aaron Glenn also sucks, but he's safe. And I'm just clearing what I got here. Let's look at this lastly. 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame finalists. Willie Anderson. Drew Brees. I need this larger. I need my glasses. I don't even wear glasses like that. Like, I wear blue light glasses. Let me see. Like, it's not like he's gonna zoom it for me. I just gotta enlarge it. I can't read the names. It's like, I hate when you like, okay, I don't know how many people took like graphic design, graphic art class. But if you're putting together a graphic and there are names on the graphic, do not put light letters over a light background. The letters are white over a gray background. It's hard to see. Willie Anderson, Drew Brees, Jerry Evans, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly, Eli Manning, Terrell Suggs, Adam Vinatieri, Reggie Wayne, Kevin Williams, Jason Witten, Darren Woodson, Marshall Yonda. Everybody can't get in, bruh. Everybody can't get in the hall. Not on one turn. Not on 1 year. Not on one vote. You know? It don't work like that, bro. It don't work like that. But I say that to say this. Who does Eli Manning get in over? Quarterbacks. Let's start quarterbacks. Does Eli Manning get in over Drew Brees? Nope. So are they going to put it? It might, if there's only one quarterback from this year, it's Drew Brees. Does Eli Manning get in over Larry Fitzgerald? No. No. Torrey Holt? Luke Kuechly was close last year. Now you got Terrell Suggs, Adam Vinatieri, Reggie Wayne, Jason Witten. I don't know, bro. But congrats to Eli Manning on the 2026 Pro Bowl Football Hall of Fame finalist announcement. But I don't know. I don't know if he's getting in. I do not know if he's getting in. Oh, we got another super chat. Stoner Detectives says, Happy New Year and much success on your new brand, Keith. Thank you for your support on Dugout Station. You the man. Nah, thank you guys. I was saying in the beginning of this, I support everybody. I was talking about BT's channel and how happy for BT I am to see him go from, I remember the exact number. He had 496 subscribers, I think his last day on WFAN, and now he's got over 10,000 subscribers. He really blitzed it on his Twitter account, which has 70,000 followers, and his Instagram, and it shows you like BT's been in the game for a minute. He's got a lot of people that listen to him. And so that like made me go into this stream today and say, yo, thank you to everybody who rocks with me. And even the people that pretend they don't rock with me, but they watch and they hate and they say stupid shit. I appreciate y'all too, because the algorithm doesn't decipher. The algorithm doesn't break that up. You know what I'm saying? Like all those numbers get accumulated. If you show up as one view on the stream, even if you're popping in to be like nosy and be like, the fuck is this guy doing? He sucks. The algorithm doesn't know that, you know? This has been the greatest year of my life, bro. Again, because we just keep stacking. We just keep climbing. And like, I don't know how high I can climb in this sports industry world, but I'm going to keep going. And there's somebody in TikTok that never saw me before right now. There's somebody in YouTube or Twitter that never saw me before. But just a couple things I said today, they're like, oh, I'm going to follow this guy. I'm going to see what he's going to do. And then you're going to see me pop up in different places in New York, and you're going to see me do different things. You're going to see me outside of here. You're going to see me at the radio station. You're going to see me at, this ain't even me no more. I don't even look like this. Look at I had the blonde tips. I had the blonde tips in the back, boy. Get the, look at the hang time now. That's the glow up. So, man, I appreciate so many of y'all. And I try my best to, write back to y'all. I try my best to respond to comments. When we first started doing these lives, after I literally told y'all, like, I stepped down from WFAN, but I'll be back to do some part-time fill-in streams. And there was a lot of negativity in the chat and people like, oh, this guy sucks, he got fired, whatever. And I was like, whatever, bro. I told you I was going to stop responding to negativity, and I'm done. If you noticed, WFAN posted like 3 clips from my show last night. And if you go on Instagram or TikTok and look at WFAN and see the comments, like, I am not responding to anybody being negative because I have too many good people. I have too many positive people. I have too many solid human beings that are like, yo, we're rooting for you. We rock with you, bro. Keep doing what you do. So positivity wins. The love always wins. And I don't got time for the negativity. I just rather spend that time talking to you. So let's close that way. Thanks for watching the stream. We're approaching 2 hours now. And, I think what I'll have to do, I have these, 1 o'clock Titans, Jaguars, Colts, Texans. I have these games here. 1 o'clock Cowboys, Giants, Saints, Falcons, Browns, Bengals, Packers, Vikings. But like, I don't need to go through. I need to go through Saturday and Sunday's games on Tuesday. I will do another live in the new year. This is my last live for 2025, but I will do another live maybe Friday, maybe Sunday to go over the NFL schedule. But that's pretty much all I had for the NFL talk and topics. So let's finish out by talking to people in the chat and getting as many conversations and comments from the chat as possible, because like I said, I know I was neglecting some of the early chat because I was just trying to get through the show. Like, I find sometimes if you are always reading the chat, it is hard to it's just hard to keep pace with your own thoughts about what you're trying to deliver, in the stream. So, okay, here we go. Let's go to the TikTok chat first. Do you think the Giants keep the number 2 pick in the draft or still trade down? Chris Perez, I think they're trading that pick. I think they're taking all calls. I think they're hoping that they are the number 2 pick and they don't beat Dallas and that somebody is in love with Dante Moore. Most likely the Raiders will end up taking Fernando Mendoza. And I think the Giants are going to want to trade with someone for whoever wants Dante Moore. And I think there's going to be a lot of people that are interested in him. I was looking at Todd McShay's podcast yesterday, and they were comparing him to Justin Herbert and Drake May. So if somebody thinks he's the next, he's the next Drake May or Justin Herbert, they're gonna dance with the Giants. They're gonna trade with the Giants and try and get that number 2 pick. There hasn't been much going on in MLB, but as a Yankee fan, I'm worried that we are running it back. You should be worried, and you are correct. They're not doing anything. They might go get an arm, but they are going to wait on Cody Bellinger. Once they know what's happening with Cody Bellinger, then they can use Jason Dominguez or Spencer Jones in a trade to go get a starting pitcher. But I don't think they're going out there to get Tatsuya Imai. They missed out on Michael King. Like the Yankees are chilling, bro. Taper your expectations, and if you don't expect anything, you can't be disappointed. Jake says, how much of the Mets 2026 season is going to rely on prospects? Not a lot of it. Not as much as last year, I'll say that. Not as much as last year where you had to watch Brett Beatty, Ronald Acuna Jr., even some of the pitching at the end, like Jonah Tong and Brandon Sproul, like those were unproven guys that you were literally relying on. Nolan McLean, like I don't think that this year they're going to play it like that. You already have Jorge Polanco, Marcus Semien in your infield. They're going to try to add to that outfield. I don't think that they're relying on young guys as much as last year. I think last year in year 2 of David Stearns, he wanted to see what he had. He really wanted to see what he had. And not just with the young guys. He wanted to see what he had with the guys that had been there. And they moved on from Pete Alonso. They moved on from Edwin Diaz, Brandon Nimmo, Jeff McNeil. Do you think the Giants draft Tyson? Not at 2. It's too high for a receiver. Not at 2. Receivers, like you can get a Puka Nacua in the 4th round. Like it's too high to draft. In my opinion, it's too high to draft a wide receiver. Jesse says, I can't think of any reason why Shane is staying. Do you think there's a chance it's a smokescreen? I don't. The only reason that Shane still has his job is because he's paid to do the job. He's paid to do the work. He's paid to do the work, yo. John Mara has cancer. I don't know what the hell Steve Tisch is doing. He's paid to do the work. Okay, let's get some of the YouTube chat in here as well. Dad says, I know you were on last night, but damn, Keith, missed those KM to AMs. Wishing you the best in your career, brother. Going to continue to keep up. Appreciate you. I will be on Saturday. Let's put that banner up, right? Back on the Fan, Saturday, 12 to 3. We will set it off. Saturday, 12 to 3. Guess who's Bizak? Like, we will turn it up. We will turn it up. So this Saturday, January 3rd, 12 to 3 on the radio, WFAN, the Fan in New York. YERRRR. We will turn it up, bro. Easily. Let me see. I got to get the super chats. Karan said, take my money. Like PSEG. Appreciate you, bro. You guys probably put me over the threshold. Where's my phone? You guys probably put me over the threshold. Like I said, my YouTube pays out every 100, and I hadn't been doing anything on YouTube since like the holiday started. So where are we at? Yeah, you guys probably put me over the threshold today. I think right here you can see earn. I'm at 8460 and 846. Those are special numbers. 486, 846. I wore those numbers playing football. I always used to bet those numbers on the roulette table. 846 to me is always like a special number. So when I woke up today and I saw 846, I was like, okay, bet. I'm like, we need like another $15 to get to the 100 mark for the year. And just in this chat, we're right under it. So it's like, let's see, $5, $2, $2, so $9 plus like what the stream is going to hit and whatever videos I put out after. We'll probably end up there. We'll end up close to 100 by tomorrow night. So appreciate y'all, man. Like, you do not have to pay for this. But Chris threw 2, Karan threw 2, Stoner Detectives threw 5. And I appreciate that, because it's like people putting money up is basically like, it's like a tip. It's a contribution. It's like, yo, we appreciate you working and giving us your time type shit. So like I said, I would do this for free. I would do WFAM for free. I would do this for free, because this is what I do, man. I talk sports. I talk to people. I do this internet stuff. And I'm blessed. I remember doing streams for 4 people. I remember going live and it being single digits, bro. I remember going live and just being like, I remember getting roasted by my own friends and family and people being like, yo, you got nobody in your chat, bro. You got nobody watching. I'm like, well, one day, I'm just starting. One day they gonna know who I am. One day, they not gonna know who you are, because you're never gonna start. So you can hate on me. You can hate on me and my 2-3 people in my live. One day, it's going to be 23 people in my live. Bam, 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 bam. Where are my air horns at? Where are my air horns at? On StreamYard. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, shout out to me having a little bit of motion out here, bro. Just un poco pequeño. Just a little bit of motion. The motion from Ocean, baby. The motion from Ocean, baby. JN says, K-Mac. What up, bro? Max says, let's go Mets, let's go Knicks, let's go Giants. They got to go, though. They got to actually go. Giants need to trade down and stay in the top 12 and take either. So what the Giants need to do is trade back and let the best player available fall to them. Ain't that a strategy? Trade back. They could use help everywhere. Trade back and let the best player available fall to them. Rick Talk says the NFL is clearly rigged. Yeah, I agree. I thought the Rams had 3 opportunities. There was a missed pass interference call. That's why I say the NFL is bogus. That Puka Nacua catch was crazy, but it didn't count. Paul Durante says everybody has a day one. No, I know, I do. You know what's kind of crazy? Some of my day ones fell off. Like, I had this girl that supported me when I was in the fan cave, bro, and I never hear from her anymore. Right? I remember when I did quit my job in 2018, I had this one cat, and I don't know his name. I forget his screen name even. He would be the first one. I like some of my day ones that were supporting me when I was like really, before I was on the radio, before I ever got on TV. I don't see them anymore because I think they're just kind of like, you did it, bro. Always knew you would. You did it, bro. You did it, bro. Dexter Jackson from the Buccaneers says it's rigged. He knew every play in the Super Bowl he won. Yeah. Whatever. Sure. Of course. It's all rigged. All sports is rigged. That's why you shouldn't bet on it. That's why when I bet, I'd be betting and be getting mad as hell because I'm like, no way. No way. Like, I had a parlay the other day and all I needed was DJ Moore to score a touchdown for like $500. I think I had everybody else. I had Jake Tonjes. I had Colston Loveland. I had Brock. Like, bro, it was a stupid parlay that didn't hit. Whatever. Let's see. My boy Day says nothing to say. Just trying to keep the super chat momentum going. Another $5. You guys don't have to pay me for this. Now I gotta do another stream. Maybe I'll do a nighttime vibe. Not tonight, but maybe I'll do a stream in the new year, like a nighttime vibe, maybe a Friday night vibe or a Saturday night vibe with the darker lights. I didn't even change the lights in here, bro. Yeah, P Nice says people left behind in the journey, but nobody gets left behind, bro. Man, you know how when you find a rapper or a band or a show or, you know, when you come up on somebody early and then you're so proud of them when they hit the mainstream, like that's how I want people to feel with me now. That's how I want those people to feel with me now. I want those people to be like, yo, like, bro, I was rocking with this dude when he was 4 apartments ago, when he had 5,000 followers, bro. I mean, now I got 5,000 followers on TikTok, which is like not accurate. Like DJ Khaled say, accurate. It's not accurate. I only got 5,000 followers on TikTok. I got 26,000 on Instagram. I got 43,000 on Twitter. It's because I started slow on TikTok. It's because I just never got there. But yo, appreciate everybody, man. We're about to wrap this now. We're 2 hours and 5 minutes in, and I'm just scrolling through the chat to see there's nothing that I missed. It's okay, Keith. You remind your old friends that you succeeded while they remain stagnant. Nah, that's for real. That's for real. And like, I don't really run with anybody from home, from college anymore. But when they see me, it's all love, and some it's not. You know. You should do a stream with Tune. Tune, they calling for you, bro, if you want to come back. She's not beat. She wants me to get out of the way. Her food comes at 5. I got to go get my son as well. So I'm finna roll. Finna hit it. But I'm just scrolling through to see if there's anybody I missed. That will be lit Saturday, Keith. You know it, Pam. We're going to turn it up on the fan Saturday. We're going to restore the feeling. Keith, how you dealt with haters inspired me. Good. Because, like, you're going to have haters if you're doing anything successful. They don't hate on people that are losing, bro. Trust me. I spent a lot of time losing, and it was crickets. I spent a lot of time not doing shit, and nobody said anything. Listening to you over the fan right now, that's tough. That's tough. I appreciate that. You could be listening to the radio. Those sunglasses you had on were dope. Yeah. I wear my sunglasses at night. It's not even night. No, it is. The sun set. The sun had already set, so it is nighttime. Let's see. Holt, Manning, and Fitz for the Hall of Fame. Shout out to the lone silencer in here. Maybe. Brian Flores would be a good head coach. Scott Engel, he's suing the league, and a lot of that drama that went on back then, the Giants were in the middle of it. There was supposedly, remember that? A text from Bill Belichick, and like, you know, Brian Flores felt like he didn't get a fair shake at the job. So I highly doubt the Giants hire Brian Flores. All right, y'all. That's all we got, man. Appreciate y'all. I got to go get the boy. I'm scrolling through the chat. We'll do this again. Make sure you guys are on YouTube and you hit like on the way out. If you guys are on TikTok, man, I appreciate it. The TikTok went up. 5,206 likes on TikTok. Gained 32 new followers, 7 gifters, 27,334 total viewers. And, you know, we built some more on TikTok today. You don't do talking Nets no more? I don't, but I could now. I have some time. It wasn't lucrative. I had a kid. The Nets started to suck. I changed companies. A lot went on to make talking Nets kind of just disappear. So no, I don't do talking Nets anymore. Yeah, Jesse says, it sounds cocky, but I know too much about sports and can talk about it more than anything else. So start. I had that same feeling, bro. And I'll leave y'all with that. I was working at MTV, which was a great opportunity for me, but it wasn't high paying. It was just cool because like I could meet Chance the Rapper. I could see Snooki. I could see Nick Cannon. I could be in the same building as Mac Miller. I could interview Mac Miller on social media when I worked at MTV. But I had this feeling similar to Jesse. I'm like, I know a lot of sports. I could talk sports with anybody. I got to try and get into that lane. And so I quit that job and I only applied to sports jobs. And then I ended up kind of building my way to where I am now. So if you feel like you should work in sports, there's never been a time more open. When I quit my job at MTV in 2017, when I ultimately quit my job at Rock Nation in 2018, you couldn't do all this. You couldn't go live on TikTok. It was called Musical.ly back then. StreamYard didn't exist. So, man, go for it, man. Live your dreams and try, right? The only thing you'll ever regret is not trying. So, with that being said, stay blessed, stay up, and stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, man. I'm out of here. I'm out. Appreciate y'all. Gotta go get the boy. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And then we hit the video.
This is the Yes Network right here. Fandom acts of kindness hooking us up right here.
Yeah, he's excelled at every level, and they told this kid, hey, you have the opportunity to win the job in camp. So, like, you got to put Judge in this category. When you're talking about the most impressive season since, like, you got to put A-Rod, like, format. This first year, the new format, the Beast of the East. The Yankees crushed the best division in baseball. McPherson, WFAN, on stage.
Hey, Keith Mack, man. Big fan.